Welcome to Grumpy Guy Gaming, and this is a tutorial on how to paint an Ablomination from Zombicide. Here you can see what colors are we going to use. I'll try to explain the best I can. Definitely leave a comment below, tell me what you think. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber, and hit the bell button if you want to get notifications when I upload new videos, new tutorials, unboxings and everything. The model itself was primed black with a zenithal highlight from a 45-degree angle with a gray. On the top left part you can see my wet palette. It will be a little bit misaligned when it comes to the brush. I made a mistake there, so sorry about that. I'm going to use now, for the base of the skin, we're going to use rock hard flesh, and it's thinned down, so we're going to go paint all of the flesh parts in minimum 2 layers. During the video I'm going to speed up the process, you don't have to watch it. I think the model itself took about 1.5 hours, so there's no point you watching me paint 1.5 hours of this model. At this part we're going to add white scar to rock hard flesh. We're going to define all the muscle, fat, or whatever it is, bloated completely, so I don't know what to say, fat, muscle, a bit harder to define what it is, and to see where our shadows will actually be. This, as you can see, I'm not being too much careful about it, because I will come back and fix it later. Now since we finished that part, now we're going to add more white to the mix, and we're going to define more of the muscles, and this will continue in the next couple of steps. By adding white, we're just going to move more and more to the, let's say, light source. So it will be brighter, let's say, on the top of parts, dark on the bottom parts. Again, you can see I'm using a large brush, so still I'm not worried too much about the details and everything. And we can always come back and use the main color and fix up a little bit if we think we made a mistake. Again, Now, like I mentioned, adding more white, it's defining more of the muscles, bloats, whatever, fat, any part we think should be lighter than the rest, just to define the whole model. Again, adding more white. In the last part we're going to use a smaller, now we're going to start using a smaller brush. Again, now we're going to define most of the parts. Again, during the video you will see that at the end I will come back with this main color and fix some parts again. But you see I'm now defining the fingers better, some muscle parts and everything. So now we're going to use Zereus purple. From this we're going to use make a glaze. Glaze you can make by adding Lamia medium, or I ordinarily use water. So it's better to use Lamia medium so you don't use the pigment too much, but I'm used to using water. So, and you can see I'm now showing you on the finger how much translucent it be. And we're going to glaze all the shadow parts. So we're going to make them a little bit purpley, so he looks more lifelike, a little bit livelier. When you're glazing, always pull the brush towards the part where you want it darker, and you don't want too much paint on the brush or you'll have staining. You don't want that. Sometimes it's good to have, let's say, another brush just so you can clean up some of the mistakes. And in this tutorial I didn't use it. So again, we are going to go through all the model, all the shadows. And you can see it's already starting to look a little bit better with just one color. Next we're going to add Raycon flash shade, again to just give the model more colors. It looks more lively than just putting one color on him. Again, I'm going to water it down and almost the same, almost glaze consistency, and won't put it on the whole model, but on some parts that I deem that need that color itself. So you can see I'm going slowly, just adding some parts. Next color we're going to use is Caledor Sky. Again, I'm going to use it as a glaze, and one of the part of the paint I'm going to use to the thicker part that I didn't make glaze of it as how do you say, for the veins and everything. You'll see that later in fast motion. Again, I'm just adding blue to the darker parts, again just to add a little bit of more colors to the model. It looks better. At this part we're going to use Castellan Green. More or less this is an optional part. I'm just adding it just to give it like a rotten look. Again, making a glaze out of it, and slowly putting it on some part just so it looks, the model looks more disgusting than it is. Like the skin is starting to rot, or dirt. You could add even browns if you wanted to. Here we're going to use Abaddon Black, and we're going to paint all the leathery parts here, and we're painting it slowly. I could have gone with a different color, but I thought black would look better, because we already have a lot of bright colors. The model itself is bright, so I just decided on that. So he's going to have black something on him. Now for highlighting the black, we're going to add white scar to the mix, and again using the same principle, making sure that the highlighted part is on the top. Again here, if you have brighter, make a brighter gray than you should. Don't worry, you can always make a glaze of black and fix it. Just make it very thin, and then with a couple of layers you can, how to say, kill the, remove the line between black and the gray, feather it out. Now again, we're going to add more white to the mix, and now we're going to concentrate like on the topper parts, like we done on the most of the model. Just find now on the last part. This is like a edge highlight. We're going to add again white scar, and here we're going to just, as you can see on the spikes, just small lines, pull it so it looks like bone. And on the leathery parts we're going to just add edge highlight. On some parts of the model you can use, for the edge highlight you can put the side of the brush and just pull it, as you can see on some parts that I'm doing. I also added some small scratches on the armor. Doesn't seem, you cannot see it so good here. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm coming back with the main color of the skin and just fixing some parts just to define it better. Here we're going to use Wild Rider Red just for the eyes. I'm just going to put 2 dots, nothing spectacular, just to give him some life. Then I'm going to use Agrax Earthshade. Using Agrax Earthshade just to blend in the colors when we use black, and just to give it like a little brown tint. Nothing spectacular. And then in the end, and lastly, we're going to use black to do the base. I didn't do any spectacular base for this tutorial, so I'm going to have a black base for gaming. So you could cut him off the base, maybe later I will, and then make like a scenic base for him, like he's going through a street or something like that. Now after the model dries, we're going to use, it's better to use, here I didn't for this tutorial, but it's better to use a matte varnish first, and then do for the last thing, do the blood effects to look better anyway. Here, as you can see, I'm adding like blood on his mouth, like he ate somebody, an unfortunate victim, and I'm adding blood for where the thorns or whatever is sticking out of his, like puncturing through his, and the hand is also bloodied since he probably caught the victim before he ate. And that's it, guys. Hope you like this video. Thank you again for watching. Definitely leave a comment. Any suggestions to improve the tutorial, any models that you would like to see, mention below. I'll see what I can do. Any techniques you would like to know more, I'm willing to help you out, and that's it. Thank you for watching, and stay grumpy.